Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 5. The chapter which we are related with is company financial statements, where we are going to make profit and loss statement and balance sheet. At left side, we will be creating and focusing upon direct side, which would let us to calculate gross profit. Then we will focus on indirect side, where we will calculate net profit. After that, we will be dealing with appropriation side, where appropriation balance would be calculated, which would finally be transferred to liability side. On right side, we'll be creating balance sheet, where upper part would be having balance sheet asset side, lower part would be balance sheet liability side. In this way, collectively, these three parts on left, two parts on right side would create financial statement. When you see your question, it is very interesting to get two different sides. Total of both sides are available. It means it's an absolute trial balance with which we will be in comfortable situation as assets and expenses are mentioned on debit side. Liabilities and income are mentioned on credit side. Beside this, a substantial part of this question includes adjustments. And as you know that if trial balance and adjustments are present at the same time, we will be focusing and solving adjustments first, and then each and every element present in trial balance would be posted to relevant places as mentioned earlier. They are three on left side and two at right side. Profit loss statement, profit loss appropriation statement, balance sheet statement. So guys, this was your brief introduction about the question. I'm sure you people are ready to solve and start our questions. So let's begin. It was earlier informed that we will be focusing upon adjustment as our first step. So let's begin from adjustment number 1. Stock 31st December is mentioned. So what does that mean? Our last date is also 31st December 93. So it's a closing stock. We'll go to cost of goods sold statement, where first we will be mentioning opening stock, then we will add purchase, we will subtract its returns, and finally we will subtract closing stock. Amount of closing stock, look at here, there are two closing stocks. So we are concerned with closing stock, no matter it is of 2 or 3 or 4 types. So we will write it collectively. 217,000 here we are going to mention so that you can remember it as well. 217,000 is one type of stock or stock of floor, and 149,000 is the second one. In this way, we will be writing closing stock total amount. 217,000 was one type of stock and 149,000 was other type of stock. So collectively we have 366,000, 217, 149. Okay. Now same closing stock would have its second effect. Here in balance sheet current asset side, we will be mentioning closing stock as well. As you know that each adjustment does have two effects, 366 000, 366 000. So closing stock is mentioned at asset side is. Beside this, our first adjustment has been completed. We were having two effects, dual effect of each adjustment. So first adjustment with its double effects completed. Now number 2, outstanding manufacturing expenses. Manufacturing is direct expense. So here at this side, we will be mentioning manufacturing expenses, and we will further add its outstanding. This was mentioned over here, 225,000, and here Outstanding is also written. Outstanding expense, second effect would be in current liability. So we'll come over here. Outstanding manufacturing expense, amount of which we have just written 225000, mention over here. So guys, two adjustments are completed. Now we will see third adjustment. Dividend 12 into 1 over 2% was declared on 93. Dividend is part of appropriation account. We will leave first two lines and then we will start less dividend. Okay, why not we should mention its receipts, and here we will be calculating capital expenses. This would be considered as your heading, and total capital receipts would be mentioned over here. Alright guys, we were talking about dividend that would be subtracted. First we will calculate this dividend. Dividend would be calculated upon capital, and here 12 into 1 over 2%. Let's see how much amount of capital is given. Share capital 720,000 is mentioned, so you will be getting 720,000 multiply by 12 into 1 over 2. What does that mean? 12 into 1 over 2. 2 multiplied by 12, 24. 24 plus 1, 25. 25 divided by 2. So it would be 12.5. For percentage, we will be dividing it by 100. Once again, I am telling you what we have done. Look at here. 12 into 1 over 2. 2 would be multiplied with 12. That would be 24 plus 1, 25, and divided by 2, 12.5. Same we have done over here. What was 720,000? It was amount of capital, and you have taken 12.5% of capital to declare the dividend. So we have got the dividend. Second effect, we will go to current liability, and we will be mentioning dividend, amount of which is 90,000. We have just calculated. Look at here, 90,000 first effect and 90,000 second effect we have done. It should be written on second column so that adjustment can come on first column. So guys, in this way we have completed three adjustments. All three adjustments were having two effects and we have done it. Investment consists of government securities, of which rupees 1,000 accrued. Interest on investment is your other income. So you will come over here, interest on investment, and you may mention it's accrued. Amount of this interest is even calculated. We don't need to find it out. So 1,000 would be mentioned over here. Secondly, it will go to current asset side since interest is accrued, and we will be writing 1,000 in current asset side because it is still receivable. Alright guys, we have done with interest, and now number 5. There is a claim of 3,000 against the company not acknowledged as debt. Look, you can underline this word claim. It is possible anyone can claim anything which is on ground real or fake until and unless it is proved. So since it has been mentioned over here that it is still a claim, and a claim cannot be adjusted in any way. So please note it down. We will not be doing anything with adjustment number 5. So leave it because it's just a claim. After that, number 6 is authorized capital 120,000 shares, 10 each. So we'll go to fixed liability side, and here first we will mention authorized capital is nominal capital. We are not going to add this amount in real, and that is 120,000 of 10 each. We will multiply it. Finally, what we are going to do, 120,000 was number of shares, and you will multiply it with 10 to get our authorized capital. First part is completed. Now second is 72,000 shares are issued and paid. So now paid up capital or issued capital both are same, 72,000, and you know one price of one share is 10. So we will get number of shares 72,000. Each share is of rupees 10. So we have got 720,000, and you can see that same share capital 720,000 is mentioned over here. So now somebody can ask, it's this paid up capital is written in adjustment, why we are not having its two effects? So I have told you that this is already present in a trial balance, so it's not an adjustment. Only an information was provided, that is why we will be having only single effect 720,000 as capital. So guys, you have seen all 6 adjustments have been completed. What does that mean? That we have completed half of our part. We are free now to focus upon our elements present in trial balance. So step by step, very carefully, we are now going to record these elements into our financial statement stock on 1st January. Since 1st January is mentioned, so it would be an opening stock, and you can see there are two opening stocks, wheat and flour. Here we will mention amount of each so that you can remember how this total amount arrived. 95,000 is wheat stock, and then you will add second stock, and that is flour 160,000. In this way both stocks are mentioned. Finally, we will be writing only single amount, so there must not be any difference in our performer. Outside 95,000 one type of stock, 160,000 second type of stock, it means we have total 255,000 as stock. Then we have wheat purchases 40-50,000, directly be 40-50,000 mentioned in cost of goods sold statement. After which we have manufacturing expenses 11 lakh. These are direct expenses, and here 11 lakh mentioned as manufacturing expense. Then we have salaries and wages. This is part of operating expenses, salaries and wages, amount of which 130,000 mentioned in front of it. After salaries we have establishment charges, again operating expenses. So here establishment charges, these are management charges, so that is why we are writing in operating expenses. Establishment charges 40,000, mention amount in front of it. After establishment we have director fee, again it's an operating expense, director fee. Amount of director fee, it's little bit missing. Director fee is, I think, 19,000. Let's write it down and later on we will see if anything is needed to be changed. It was little blurry image. I'm hopeful it is 19,000 because 0 is little bit different to this digit and apparently it looks like 90. Dividends. Dividends are part of appropriation side. So here you will mention dividend, and this dividend is also part of capital expense. Alright guys, we were at dividend. Now next is land. It's fixed asset. So here we will mention land, and surprisingly there is no depreciation, no adjustment related to bad debts. So that is why relatively it's easy question. Land 120,000, and I think we will take a short time to solve it. Then we have building, again fixed asset. We will be mentioning over here amount of building is 5,000. Okay, that's surprise. Land is 120 while building is 5,000. Great. Then we have plant and machinery. Again it is fixed asset. Plant and machinery. Amount of plant is also 5,000. Just mention over here. After plant we have furniture. Still we are in the same place. Fixed asset. Amount of furniture 1,000. After furniture we have motor vehicle. Furniture, motor vehicle. This is also fixed asset. Okay, vehicle is motor vehicle 1,000 again. Put amount in front of it. After motor vehicle we have store and spare parts. This is also part of fixed asset. Store and spare parts, and amount will have to be very much careful, 183,000. Okay, store and spare parts we are done. Advances. Now this is very interesting. You may have given advance to someone, or you may have taken advance from someone. So how would we decide that we have taken or given, since it is present on debit side? That is why I was saying it's so easy to decide when you have your trial balance. Since it is present on debit side, that means it is an asset. We have given this advance to someone. So here we will mention advance, amount of which advances, and we'll have to count 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 45,000. Let's check it out. Store 183,000. Alright, advances 45,000. So here 45,000 would be mentioned in current asset side. Then we have book debts. Book debt means sundry debtors. Same place, current asset, and we will mention amount of book debts that is 517,000. 517,000. Alignment is so disturbing that it's difficult to see which amount presenting which asset. So book debts 517, then we have investment and we have fixed place of investment over here, amount of which 40,000, just mention over here. So guys, after investment we have cash in hand, current asset here, amount of cash in hand is 12,000. Then we have cash at bank, again current asset, cash at bank, amount of which is 15 lakh. Alright guys, so we have cash at bank, that means all amounts present on debit side we have completed. So let's focus to right side, that means credit side. First is floor sale 555 tetra 0. This was the amount 555 tetra 0 amount of sales. You will mention over here 555 tetra 0. This was your sales. After sales we have interest which is written on credit side, will go to other income, and here simple interest you will be mentioning. Amount of this interest is 5,000, and here we will write 5,000. After interest we have rent which is written on credit side. This is operating income and we will mention it over here, but let's make little space. There might be some other element. Here we will be writing rent. Amount of rent is 8,000. So just mention amount in front of it. After rent we have profit and loss account. I have told you this is part of appropriation account. Here you will mention profit and loss account of previous year, and the amount of profit loss account is 150,000. Just write down amount over here. Alright guys, now we are proceeding slowly but step by step. It's very important to be focused. Capital 720,000 is already written, I think. Yes, 720,000 capital is already mentioned. Fund, this is your reserve fund. We'll go to liability side and this is place for reserves, and here we will mention reserve fund. Amount of reserve fund is 230,000. Just write down 230,000. And again we have dividend equalization fund. So this is also reserve. We will be writing over here dividend equalization fund. Amount of dividend equalization fund is 1 lakh. Here we will write 1 lakh in front of dividend equalization fund. After which we have unclaimed dividend. That means nobody had come to receive dividend. Still we will consider it liability because it might be possible in future they can come. Unclaimed dividend amount is 9,000. We'll have to see it carefully. So amount is 9,000. After unclaimed dividend, we have deposit. Now again, it is possible that we have deposited this amount in our bank, or it may be possible somebody else have deposited this amount in our custody. So how would we decide whether it is favorable or unfavorable? Favorables, but since these deposits are mentioned on credit side, it means this would be considered as our liability. And finally, we are suggesting this deposit had been made outsider to have our custody. So it would be somebody had deposited this amount just for the safe custody. So it would be considered as our liability. So amount of deposit, please understand, this would be our liability. We'll go to current liability side, and here we will be mentioning deposits. I'm sure you understood that somebody else had deposited this amount to our organization. Now again, there is a bloody figure and deposits are 16,000. So we are going to mention this amount in current liability. After deposit, we have trade creditors. That's confirmed is current liability again. So you will be writing trade creditors in liability side. Let's see how much amount it is. 1240,000. Just mention amount in front of trade creditors in current liability. Another reserve, that is taxation reserve. Hopefully we have the space. No. So let's transfer this reserve to upward side, and here taxation reserve, I think that was the amount. Taxation reserve, alright guys, so let's see how much amount of taxation reserve is, and that is I think 85,000. So put 85,000 in front, okay, in front of taxation reserve in liability side. After writing reserve, you can see that this was the last amount on credit side. It means each and every element present on debit or credit side of trial balance that has been posted to relevant places of these 5 parts. All adjustments are completed. We are now free to start our calculation. These calculations would be started from direct side. There were no returns. So finally these sales would be considered as net sales. First part of cost of goods sold statement would now be calculated. Now we are calculating opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. So we have got final amount of cost of goods sold statement. Then we have manufacturing and its outstanding direct expense side. It means we are now ready to calculate total cost of goods sold amount. This is first part of cost of goods sold. Now we will add direct expenses, with which total amount of cost of goods sold statement we have calculated, and now we will be calculating our gross profit. 555,000 was amount of sales, and now 526 is the amount of, once again we'll have to do amount of sale. 555 Tetra 0, and you need to subtract cost of goods sold, that is 5264000. So what we are getting is little bit scary. We'll have to see again. Amount of manufacturing expenses 11 lakh, and this would have to be checked out. 11 lakh is okay, and outstanding 225,000. 225,000, this is okay as well. 95,000, 160,000. Purchases for 40, 50,000. This will have to see 40, 50,000. 160 and 95,000. This would also be checked out. Okay, why we are checking? So that we can have a complete picture. 217, 149 for closing stock. 217, 149,000. Okay, the closing stock is also okay. And what we have got is cost of goods sold statement. Amount of sales, once again we'll have to see, and floor sale 555 Tetra 0, this is also okay. All elements related to direct expenses we have seen again 40, 50,000. Manufacturing expenses 11 lakh. Alright guys, we'll have to see what is 39 lakh, yes, plus 13 lakh. Total amount is 52 lakh 64,000, and 55 lakh. I think some amounts will have to see them again to confirm it. Advances, booked. Okay, in this way we have completed our calculations for trading account. 55, 50,000, 55, 50,000 amount of sales, 52, 64,000, and 217, 149,000 was closing stock. 217, 149,000. Everything is written accurately, but still level of satisfaction is not at that point. 95, 160. That is also 40, 50,000 amount of purchase. Manufacturing expenses 11 lakh. Outstanding 225,000, 1325,000. Everything is okay. Alright guys, so it means what we have got is 286,000. Look, why I have taken so much time, because it is very important for your papers to be attentive to check again and again. What we have done, we have checked amount of sales, we have checked amount of opening stock, purchases, each and every amount was double checked. So we have got our gross profit 286,000. It means we can now start our calculations for net profit. Here first we will calculate sum of operating expenses completed. After that, operating income, there is only one, 8,000, and no other expenses, you can mention 0. two other incomes, both are interest, you will add. So guys, you can see that all of the amounts have been written. So first we will go and see, this was your gross profit. Now you will subtract operating expenses 189,000. Then you will add your operating income 8,000. You will subtract other expense 0, and then you will add your other income, that is 6,000. So finally we have got 111,000. This is your net profit, and hopefully this answer is available in your book. Let's check it out. So you can see net profit is 111,000, and our answer is also 111,000. It means two parts are completed. So one strange thing is answer of gross profit is not available over here. You can see answers were started from net profit. It means our two answers checked. 286,000 was okay. Why? Because it was okay. Gross profit was right answer. That is why we have got our net profit 111,000 exactly matched to the answer of net profit given in the book. So guys, let's focus for appropriation account now. We have got two expenses. So why not to take their sum? Now please understand how you will calculate this appropriation profit. This is your net profit. Then you will add this profit loss account. Both will be added and expense would be subtracted. These are capital expenses. Now first net profit. Then you will add previous year profit, and now you will subtract total of capital expense type. So here we have got our final appropriation balance. There are second way, you can bring this net profit, you can brought it down over here. That would also be possible. But here, since it was already mentioned, what we have done, net profit plus profit given for the previous year, and you will subtract all expense. This would be the balance of appropriation. Now we will be transferring this balance to liability side. Here you will mention appropriation balance, and that is, I think it was 81,000. So here 81,000 has been written. After transferring it, we are now open to start our calculations regarding fixed liability, capital plus appropriation balance. Fixed liability total is completed. No other fixed liability is present. So this amount would be mentioned outside. Now we will be calculating sum of current liabilities. These are, and we have got the sum. After which we will see how much total of reserve side. Again we need to take sum. There are three reserves and you have written over here. So you can see there were three sums. This was sum of fixed liability, sum of current liability, and sum of reserves. And grand sum of these three, we have got 2,796,000. This is sum of liability side. That means balance sheet answer can now be matched with book answer. Okay, that's good thing. 2,796,000 is answer given in the book, and we have got the same answer. It means our liability side is also completed. Four parts are completed. We will now be calculating asset side, and here let's take sum of all fixed asset. This side is completed. Next step is to take sum of all current assets. This is also completed. Now investment, there is only one amount of investment that has been mentioned over here. So we have got 2,796,000 and liability side sum 2,796,000. It means both are equalized. So let me show you what we have done. Question has been completed and there were 5 parts. First, this was direct side. We have calculated gross profit. After this, indirect side was started and we have got its net profit. Within after we have appropriation side to be recorded, where we have got appropriation balance 81,000. This 81,000 finally was transferred to liability side and we have got 2,796,000 liability side total and 2,796,000 asset side total. In this way, all 5 parts of financial statements have been completed. Direct side for gross profit, indirect side for net profit, appropriation side for appropriation balance, asset side and liability side. 5 sides are completed, all answers are quickly matched. It means our question is 100% completed just because of your focus, concentration and your attention. We have completed our question. After completing it, although solution is available, you might be thinking that we have understood, but still a very humble request to practice by yourself. Do not stick or do not stop yourself just for viewing this lecture over here. I'm requesting you to please repeat and revise yourself for 3 to 4 times and solve this question by yourself, and after practicing I'm sure there will not be any difficulty, but even then if you feel anything misunderstood or if you want further explanation, I am openly asking you to please share your problem through messages, text or comments. You can directly meet as well to share your problem. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your queries instantly. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to end our lecture and it's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.